A very good morning, dear students. This is our social studies class. Hope you're all doing good at home. Home, stay safe. This is the revision video for your test number 1. For this test, you're all having 3 lessons. Lesson number 1, Northern Mountains. Lesson number 2, Northern Plains. And lesson number 3, Indian Desert. Hope you're all having your books in your hands. Let us start the revision. First, lesson number 1, Northern Mountains. The Northern Mountains include the Himalayas and the Karakoram mountain ranges. They stretch across the northern boundary of India. So, the Northern Mountains includes Himalayas and the Karakoram mountain ranges. They stretch across the northern boundary of India. The Himalayan range is the highest mountain ranges in the world. So Himalayan mountain ranges is the highest mountain ranges in the world. It is one of the oldest as well. The Himalaya, the word Himalaya means the abode of snow. The word Himalaya means the abode of snow. Most of the Himalayan peaks remain covered with snow throughout the year. Most of the Himalayan peaks remain covered with snow throughout the year. And there are 3 parallel ranges of Himalayas. First one, the Greater Himalayas or Himadri. The Lesser Himalayas are Himachal. And last, the Outer Himalayas are Shivalik. These are the 3 mountain ranges, parallel ranges of Himalayas. Northern mountains, there are several glaciers originate from northern mountains. There are several glaciers originate from the northern mountains. Many rivers of northern plains like Ganga and Yamuna originate from these glaciers. We all know that glaciers means moving sheet of ice or moving masses of ice which melt during the summer days and they flow as rivers in the northern plains. So these rivers are perennial rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus and all. Then Mount Everest, which is the highest mountain peak in the world, is located in Nepal, found in the Himalayas. Then Kanchenjunga and Nanda Devi are the peaks in Indian part. Mount Everest is the highest mountain peak in the world, but it is located in Nepal. It's not in India. So Kanchenjunga and Nanda Devi are the peaks in Indian part. The first men to climb Mount Everest were Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary. Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary. First Indian woman to climb Mount Everest was Bachendri Pal. Bachendri Pal. Now the Himalayas. First parallel range of Himalayas, Himadri. That is the Greater Himalayas. So it is the highest of all the 3 ranges. It is the highest of all the 3 ranges. So the highest peaks, highest mountain peak range is the Himadri range. It contains all the highest peaks or mountains including Mount Everest. So it contains all the highest peaks or mountains including Mount Everest. Then Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in India. Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in India. Yes, we have studied that Mount Everest is the highest peak, but it is located in Nepal. So Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in India. And Himadri region is permanently covered with snow. The peaks of Himadri range are permanently covered with snow. Several rivers such as Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus and Satluj arises from the Himadri. Yes, we have studied that the highest peak ranges have the glaciers. Glaciers are nothing but huge masses of ice move down the mountain slope. Huge masses of ice move down the mountain slopes. So from these glaciers, the rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus, Satluj all arises from these glaciers. Okay. Then Himachal, the middle or lesser Himalayas. The mountains are not as high as in Himadri range. The mountains in the Himachal range are not as high as in the Himadri range. And it is covered by forests and beautiful valleys. Covered by forest and beautiful valleys. And most people live in hill stations or hill towns such as Mussoorie, Simla, Nainital, Almora, and Darjeeling. So these are the hill towns which are all located in the Himachal range. Mussoorie, Shimla, Nainital, Almora, and Darjeeling. Then valleys such as Chamba, Kullu, Srinagar, and Kangra comes in this range. So Himachal also have the valleys. And some important mountain passes are Rohtang and Zojila. See, keep it in mind. There are hill towns or hill stations, valleys, and mountain passes. They are all different. When you go through the lesson video, you can find the difference. So hill towns, valleys, and mountain passes are present in the Himachal range of the Himalayas. Then the trees found in this region are pine, oak, deodar, and fir. The lower slopes have orchards. Lower slopes of the Himachal range have orchards. And tea plantations are found in this region. This Himachal region. Okay. So tea plantations are found in this Himachal range. Next one, Shivalik or the outer Himalayas. Shivalik or the outer Himalayas. Shivalik is a Sanskrit word which means belonging to Lord Shiva. Shivalik is a Sanskrit word which means belonging to Lord Shiva. And it is the lowest and narrowest range of mountains. Shivalik is the lowest and narrowest range of mountains. The Shivalik and Himachal ranges are separated by deep and narrow valleys which are all called as duns. Shivalik and the Himachal ranges are separated by deep and narrow valleys which are all called as duns. For example, Dehradun. Dehradun is a city which is located in the Himachal, between the Himachal and Shivalik range, and it is a valley dun. That is called as dun, Dehradun. The slopes are covered with thick forest. The slopes of the mountains are covered with thick forest. The foothills of the Shivalik range is called the Terai region. And Shivalik region receives heavy rainfall. It receives heavy rainfall. There are some national parks to stop deforestation or cutting of plants and to protect animals. So some national parks are Corbett National Park and Kaziranga National Park. These are some of the national parks which are all present in the Shivalik region. Next one, Trans-Himalayan Range and Purvanchal Range. Trans-Himalayan Range, it lies to the northwest of the Himalayas beyond the river Indus. So mountain ranges, it consists of many mountain ranges such as Karakoram Range, Pir Panjal Range of the Himalayas, the Saskar Range, and the Kailash Range. These are some of the mountain ranges falls under the Trans-Himalayan Range. And K2 or Mount Godwin Austen, which is the second highest peak in the world present in this Karakoram range. We have studied that Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world, which is located in Nepal, which falls under the Himadri region of the Himalayas. Here we are having K2 or Mount Godwin Austen, which is the second highest peak of the world. It is located in Karakoram range. It is in India. It's one of the greatest ranges of Asia. Then Purvanchal range. It lies along the eastern border of India. It is covered with thick forest. There are some northeastern hills like Garo, Kasi, Jaintia, Naga, Lusai and Mesoscales. These area consists of some northeastern skills like Garo, Kashi, Jaintia, Naga, Lusai and Mesoscales. Next one, life in the region. Himadri region is very cold throughout the year. So life in this region will be very hard. So Jammu and Kashmir, parts of Himachal Pradesh and Sikkim falls under this region. There are two important lakes which are all present in Jammu and Kashmir. They are Vular Lake and Dal Lake. Vular and the Dal Lake, which are all present in Jammu and Kashmir. It is very famous for houseboats and shikaras. These lakes are very famous for houseboats and shikaras. And there is a small pot with burning coal which is known as Kangri. Kangri is a small pot with burning coal. People of this region keep it under their outer loose garments to keep themselves warm. People keep this Kangri under their outer loose garments to keep themselves warm. And the famous festivals of this region is Eid and Shivratri. The Sikkim tribes falls under three categories: Lepcha, Bhutia and Nepali. And long skirt worn by the Sikkim women is called as Baku. And this region is famous for orchids. Next one, Himachal range. We have already seen that Himachal range will be having hill stations, valleys and passes, mountain passes. So Himachal range, the famous hill stations are Shimla, Dalhousie, Kulu, Manali and other hill stations Mussoorie, Nainital. And Darjeeling, which is located in West Bengal, is famous for tea gardens. And the climate of this Himachal range is suitable for orchards and tea plantation. Most of the people here speak Hindi. And the festival here celebrated, a famous festival here celebrated by the people is Dasara. Shivalik range. It is covered with thick forests and so variety of wildlife found in this region. And the slopes of the mountains are used for terrace farming. The slopes of the mountains are used for terrace farming, and cattle rearing is one of the important occupation in this region. Since this region is covered with thick forests, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks are found in this region. Next one, importance of the Himalayas. We have already studied that the Himalayas acts as the northern border of our country and it protects us from our enemies. They also protect us from the cold winds from Siberia. It brings the heavy rainfall to the northern plains of India. It, yes, it prevents the rain bearing winds to flow outside the Indian boundary and makes it to fall as heavy rainfall in the northern plains of India. The forests in Himalayas are the homes of several wild animals. They are also a source of wood, medicines, and other useful things. Since there are mostly it has thick forests, those thick forests acts as a source of wood, medicines, and other useful things from the forest. And they provide us water that comes from the Himalayas. Yes, the Himadri region has glaciers, which are all the sources of most of the rivers flows in the Himalaya northern plains region. So they provide us water that comes from the Himalayas. That is all from the lesson number 1. Now we are going to see about lesson number 2. Rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, and Satluj, these all rivers originate from the glaciers of the mountain Himalayas. So these rivers are perennial rivers and they bring the water, some fine salts which are all called as silt or alluvium. This alluvium makes the soil very fertile. So the soil present in this region is called as alluvial soil. Next one, tributaries. The main river that have several smaller rivers joining to them. And these are all called tributaries. And a place where the river and the tributaries join is called basin. So we are all having 3 river basins in the northern plains region. Those are the Ganga basin in the middle, the Brahmaputra basin in the east, and the Indus basin in the west. Next one, Ganga river basin. Ganga is the most important river of the northern plains. The Ganga is the most important rivers of the northern plains. The Ganga originates from the glacier Gangotri. Yes, we have studied that. These glaciers are present in the Himalayas region, Himadri region, parallel range of the Himalayas. And the glacier Gangotri is the source for river Ganga. The Ganga basin spreads across Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. Indian desert. Lesson number 3, Indian desert. To the west of the northern plains lies the great Indian desert or the Thar desert. So our Indian desert is called as Thar desert or the great Indian desert. It covers the major part of Rajasthan. So half of Rajasthan is covered with desert region, that is the Thar desert. The Thar desert is surrounded by Satluj river basin, Ran of Kutch, Aravalli range of hills and Indus river basin. To the south of the Thar desert is a salt marsh known as Ran of Kutch. Then the climate of the desert. The climate in the desert is extreme. Climate in the desert is extreme. During the summers, the days are hot and the nights are cold. This is because the sand heats up quickly in the day and cools down fast at night. So in winters, the days are pleasant, but the nights become very cold. Then vegetation. There is very little rainfall in the desert region. So very few plants grow in the desert such as cactus and some bushes like acacia, cacti, date palm. Those only grown well in this desert region. There is severe shortage of drinking water for the people who live there. So people wander here and there, so many places. So people walk long distances to get water for domestic use.